Check, check, test 1, 2. Sick. Cool. All right. The mic sounds weird, or the GoPro view is weird because this is my first time doing it. So. And I'm naturally going to fiddle with the GoPro a bunch because that's just me. But I've been riding motorcycles for a long time in different capacities on the street, so I'm a pretty safe rider. Maybe I can help share some tips or just entertain you. This is a pretty dangerous intersection right here because I gotta make a left. But if you're patient, a decent gap will open up. It only gets dangerous if you start trying to rush it. That was a guy on a Honda Ruckus. I have one of those too. I think that'll be fun too. I'll definitely ride my Ruckus sometimes. Chickies around. They graze all those fields over there. Cute. mallards. We've got a lot of migrators coming through Tennessee right now. Some of these might be park ducks mixed in, but there are also a lot of actual ducks migrating up the Mississippi Flyway. Anytime you stop, it just becomes a muscle memory to be looking in your mirrors basically the whole time. Running up, not paying attention, and they're going to rear end kind of left side so that I could quickly duck between the two cars in front of me. That way I don't get squished and I could kind of use them as a shield. I wish Tennessee had legal lane splitting or lane filtering, but it would actually make my commute a lot safer if I could. It's a beautiful evening, about, oh, I don't know, it's probably upper 50s right now. Might be 60, I don't know, I didn't look at the weather. Yeah, we'll see how this audio sounds. I've got like a mic on my helmet. It's really close to my mouth, so you should be able to hear what I'm saying. Lots of motorcycles. People don't like to use turn signals in Memphis, but it's okay. And this is a not fun part, because everybody from there is trying to merge over, and everybody coming this way is trying to merge right, because the highway exit entrances are both on the right up here. This is another spot where just be patient. I don't actually have to change lanes. If I stay in this, I can go all the way to my entrance. So I just have to try to not be shoved by people coming in. Make sure they see me. So I position right side right here, because people like to cross this solid white line and try to cut it early and rush over. So if I sit too far on the left side of the lane, they might not see me. They might not see me. They might just see a gap between the two cars and then try to shoot into it. Like that person behind me just did. Luckily, this is obviously all slow speed. If I got bumped, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But coming up is the worst part of this commute. I actually, sometimes, this road, I can actually follow it all the way downtown where I'm going. It takes an extra 10 minutes, extra 10-15 minutes. Depending on how I'm feeling, I sometimes don't do 240 just because I hate this initial merge on. So if I'm just not feeling up for it, maybe I'm not feeling myself, I'll just cruise straight on this slow road straight downtown. But we're gonna take the highway. It's a beautiful evening. I really should change my oil soon. Tip. I'm usually pretty good about that. All the bugs on my windshield are, I rode this to, I haven't washed it since I rode it to Colorado from here in Tennessee. And I hit an area, I think it was, I forget where it was. Might have been Kansas, but I hit some area where it was just like a bug Armageddon. Just coated my helmet, coated my chest, and the windshield, obviously. This is another kind of weird spot because there's two lanes that go right, and really the right lane should be merging left, but they don't see it that way. So sometimes people try to block you because they're like, why are you doing this? I'm like, because there's a lane here. But, oh well. So this is for sure the most dangerous part of my ride every day, because I have to get over, because I have to exit towards 40 west, and a bunch of other people are trying to get over to go 40 east. It's actually better when there's more traffic, because like it's not fun when you're doing 65 and a bunch of cars are trying to go. Sorry, I might distract myself. I prefer to take kind of an aggressive approach here. Puts me in more control of stuff. If you go slow, then you're letting the cars be in control, running up on you. Just constantly watching my mirrors for somebody to come flying up. I'm really interested to see if the stream is even working and if anybody watches. So, it's tempting to even just pull off at one of the exits and check my phone. But I might actually do that once I get past this section. There's little side roads I could just hop off. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing this every day. Talking about whatever. I talk to myself when I ride anyway. Sometimes I even like talk through techniques because it's just the way I think. Talking through what I'm doing. I'm also really interested to see how this sounds at highway speed. Also right here, when that gets packed up, you'll have cars trying to skip the line, so they'll get over in the lane, but then they'll be coming to almost a complete stop trying to merge back in. That can get real dangerous. But today's been pretty easy. That was not bad at all. Glad I chose the highway. I thought about taking the other road, but did not. So yes, this is Memphis. I-40. Royal Furniture, where Elvis used to shop. His store was downtown, though. Alright, this is where, again, I get a little bit more aggressive because I don't like having cars on every side of me that might not see me and might merge in. So this is where sometimes I just get out of the situation. Like that. But in general, I'd ride pretty easy. I don't weave around or anything. Memphis also has some of the worst potholes I've ever experienced. It has some of the worst drivers I've ever experienced too. But I can hit a really deep normal pothole and I'll just bounce right over it. But these long potholes that track along the lines, my wheel will track with them, and it's awful. It has almost gotten me a couple times. Now I know. Now I'm used to them enough. But first riding here, because the worst is if you're in traffic and then you go to merge over, and so you're like not looking at the road, you're looking at cars. You start to merge, and then you hit the white line and hit one of those potholes, and your wheel just like tracks the line. It's not good. This is a Harley 48, so it's got kind of a beefier front tire, so that's kind of nice. I'm not like a crazy Harley guy, I just like this bike because of how it looks. That's why I bought it. I kind of want to go adventure bike soon. Again, I'm curious if anybody watches. Hello, Nissan Maxima. Doing 50 and a 65 in the left lane. It's awful nice of you. I wonder if people just don't know what the speed limit is here. Like, they're going on. There's no traffic and they're going under the speed limit. Which I just don't like getting stuffed up, so I like to be forward moving with the traffic so that I have to worry way less about getting just run up on. This is a Memphis Shades fairing that I added to the front. I added it strictly for comfort, not for looks. I actually think the bike maybe looked a little bit better beforehand. I don't mind the way it looks with it, but I added it because I started to do longer rides on this, and the difference of not having the wind pounding you, it doesn't make a difference for like an hour, but when you're talking about, I rode to North Dakota and I rode to Colorado, when you're talking about doing like 10 hours in one day, it makes an enormous difference. And it's a lot nicer when it rains. It keeps you a lot drier, even if you're wearing rain gear and stuff. It's just better to not have it pounding you. I think I might pull off and check the straight hit. Okay, cool, it's actually working. Nice. Nice. Alright. Let's go home. People here love to here I go distract to switch. I'm gonna merge off in a second. Debating on whether or not to ride or drive to I gotta go to Nashville tomorrow. I was thinking of even streaming that drive if I ride, but I want to camp up there. So it might be a take the truck situation. Was a fun detour, right? Alrighty, let's go home. Riding techniques and stuff are on my motorcycle a lot more than a lot of people do, and I'm still with us, so. These potholes are obscene. I basically have it memorized now, so I just track through the middle there, and that avoids most of those bad ones. But this is also why the glare sucks, why riding home into the sun sucks. Because it's that one more thing that makes it harder to see these potholes, which I already have to divide my attention between the cars around me and the road. Wouldn't it be great if you could just trust the road? But they're not okay. So there that I made a little video. Some beautiful piles of rocks. These are some of these really long potholes that track the lines. That was what we just passed there. Those are the really, really bad ones. I don't ever merge over on this road, at least not that early, strictly because of those. And if you ever need to swerve out of your lane, the last thing you want is to have that to contend with. Beautiful night. Don't let this part of it fool you. My commute gets a lot prettier at the end. Get to go down by the river. I will say the streets have gotten a lot better since they brought in a bunch more Tennessee Highway Patrol. And before they were here, because Memphis had like a no pursuit policy, the police department, so cars were just racing on 240 like it was nothing, and they would just run away from the police. But now that the Highway Patrol's here and they will pursue, I've noticed like that is hugely reduced. So it does make it riskier. It's easier to get a ticket, but at least I don't have to worry as much about some Nissan Altima without a bumper coming up and at 100 miles an hour behind me. This is also kind of a dangerous spot because people are trying to get from that right lane over to the left lane to take the bridge over, and I need to be in that right lane. But again, just kind of take it slow. I'm gonna let this truck go, move myself over. Sad about it getting dark so early. By the time I get home and like get settled and I'm gonna do anything, it's dark. St. Jude over there, constantly building new buildings. I've actually photographed one of those buildings, one of the ones right along the highway for them when they build it. Memphis skyline. It's pretty beautiful. Pretty beautiful if you don't look too close, because a few of those skyscrapers are abandoned. The one north 10 North Main, I forget what the number is, but the tallest skyscraper in Memphis is abandoned, and then there's one a couple blocks away from it that's called the Starrick Building that's abandoned, but supposedly I've never been in it. I would like to arrange to at some point, because supposedly it's like a replica of the Peabody Hotel, like chandelier and fountains and stuff, and that's all still in there. So I bet it is really cool. It's a cool looking building on the outside. Yes, and with a motorcycle, it's really easy to ride without hands because you got the big gyroscopes of the tires keeping you pretty stable. It takes effort to tip. I need to adjust my clutch. It bites right at the end, so it's like, and that little blip is partially just for fun, partially because it makes the bumps smoother. Whee! Caught the butt of my tire on that a little. Those buildings are cool. Some people, I've been in one of them, and they're really unassuming. But that one building in there has like Lamborghinis and stuff in the garage. Got to stretch out sometimes. That's my walking path. I haven't really been in Tom Lee Park since they've redone it. I walk by it all the time, but I haven't walked really through it. But it's a very pretty area. And we're going to go downtown and go down Main Street. And then I'll pull off and stop it before I get home. And I can just go down Front Street, but Main Street's prettier, so I'll go right down that one. Just for the fun of it. And if I keep doing these, I might take the Honda Ruckus, which would involve all back streets. Or I might just take different roads, take different ways, show you different parts of the city. I don't mind. Because a lot of them are similarly timed, like, might take me 10 minutes more. Which is no big deal. Down there's the cathedral that was burned down in an arson. I want to do a video about that. I'm at least going to do a short about it. I don't think there's enough information for me to do like a whole video about it. I haven't released a ton, and they have never caught the guys. There's nothing to talk about with motivations. Or maybe I'm wrong about it. I haven't looked that up in a few months. Maybe they did catch him. But it was ruled an arson. But this is Main Street. South of Beale is what they call it because it's south of Beale. Yeah, it's pretty. For all its faults, Memphis is a pretty good-looking city. Cool architecture. Obligatory rip through that little tunnel. I'm gonna go straight, and then I'll pull off to the side up here and stop the stream. Doing this mostly because I don't have a cell signal in the parking garage I park at. So I would be worried that the stream would semi-cut off or that I couldn't load the page well enough to end it. So I'm going to stop here for half a second. Well, thank you for watching. Maybe if you watched, I'm going to turn you off. Sorry, this is taking me a second to figure this out. I'm just going to make it unlisted for a second, and then I'll figure out how to turn it off.